You said you were on a trail doing what?
I was on the trail with myself, but I was thinking like my friend. I got a friend that I met. She was out here doing content too. I don't know if she's from here, but she's not. She moved.
Okay.
So, but she was telling me like, yeah, man, like we don't see you like behind the camera for real. We don't see you, you know what I'm saying, like in front of the camera. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I posted that picture and then she commented and she made like a comment. She was like, oh yeah, okay. This is who's behind the camera. Like, nice to meet you, Sirpippy. But this is my friend, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just chatting it up with her. But I'm like, yo, that's real shit though. Like, I don't be in front of the camera.
I mean, all your stuff, I feel like your videos are posted on the Reels page. But if you go to your fucking, your regular page, you'll see you.
And that's a big thing too, because people be coming to my page and they be like, okay, like, have you deleted your Reels? Like, you don't do content no more? I'll be like, nah, you got to scroll over to the Reels. And, but that was just a thing for me. Like, I always wanted to just have my page clean. Because, like, I never wanted to do, like, content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started off doing it because I was like, okay, everybody was like, where are you at? What are you doing? So I said, you know what? I'm going to do content. But I always liked how my page looked. Like, from the way, like, I've had my page from, like, 2013. It was always a thing where I was like, okay, this shit is fire. Like, my pictures are cool as fuck. I want all my pictures to be on my page, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I did. But then when I started doing content, I was like, okay, people want to see the content, but I still wanted my page to be aesthetically pleasing. So I just transfer everything to my Reels.
I kind of gave up on the whole aesthetically pleasing thing. I'm just post stuff. I will try to pick like cool like thumbnails. Like, you know how if you post a video, you can pick like which part is going to show on your page. Yep. I'll try to pick some cool stuff like that. But it got to a point where I feel like some people have told me that our page does have an aesthetic, which I don't really see it because I'm just kind of posting random shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It really depends on like if you see a vision for yourself. Like, and if you don't, you don't. Like, you just doing what you do and posting whatever the fuck you posting. And for me, that was what I was doing. But at the same time, I still felt like, oh, no, this shit's cool. Like, I felt like my page looks cool. And, like, me and my homie V's right here, like, back in the day, we would fucking go out and take pictures. Like, just have a camera, right? It was my mama's camera. I was borrowing my mom's cam. Like,
what kind of camera
she
did
had?
she have?
She had a Canon DSLR. I don't even remember like what exact model it was.
Okay.
But we would go out and just take pictures, yo. And we knew like this is what we want to do. We want to take pictures with it. You know what I'm saying? Like some cool pics, like more than just be on the phone. And we was doing that. But
this was like high school?
Yeah, high school for sure, and a little after high school. But it was one of those things where I was just like, this is cool. Like, I want my page like this.
So it started out as you just wanted to really do photography.
Photography, yeah. But, I mean, I've always been into, like, acting. And, like, acting was, like, a realm for me to transition into the world I am in now. So, like, I wanted to be an actor. I was, like, always auditioning for, like, shows and plays and stuff like that. And my mom, super supportive, she would always be by my side doing all that. And
what auditions did you do for acting? Did you get any roles? Like, did you actually do any acting?
So I did. I started off with this acting company. God forbid I forget the name. It was Iron Street Productions. Iron Street Productions. It was a lady that I met. I met the lady because I did a show. It was A Raisin in the Sun. A Raisin in the Sun. I did it at Main Street Theater. It's not called Main Street Theater. It's called something else.
Are you talking about the one actually on Main Street? Like,
it's right there on Main Street.
By Hilton?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's that theater. I'm going to give you the name in a second because I want to respect them because they gave me my
They might actually close down, I think.
No, they didn't.
They open?
They still do shows, man.
Okay.
They still do shows because I followed them. But that was where I got my start. And I did that. And the lady she was my mom in the show, A Raisin in the Sun. And she saw me. She was like, you know what I'm saying? This is my first, like, oh my God, like I auditioned, like I got a role in a show, like I'm good. And it was actually like a paid gig, you know what I'm saying? So my first ever paid gig, I was young. I was like, bro, like it was like freshman year. I know it was freshman year because I just came back from baseball conditioning and I was like walking down the steps of the stage and I was like, oh, my legs, like they killing me because we was working out. But yeah, no. I did that show, and the lady that was my mom, she played my mom in A Raisin in the Sun. She told me, she was like, I love your work. I love what you're doing. And I want you to work for my company. I want you to come act for me. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So every time she had a show after that, she would hit me up, hit my mom up, because I was young. She would hit my mom up, and she would be like, okay, like, yeah, audition for this. And I would show out. Because that's what I wanted to do at the time.
What is Raisin in the Sun about?
So Raisin in the Sun.
And this is a play, right?
It's a play. It's about a family, man. They just going through trials and tribulations, like back in, don't get me wrong, like the 60s, 70s, one of those periods. But, and they were just dealing with hard times, man. And Diddy came out with,
what did Diddy come out with?
Diddy. So
he came out with a lot. First of all,
the play is written by Lorraine Hansberry, right? Lorraine Hansberry. She's a playwright. You know what I'm saying, poet. But she came out. She wrote the play, and the lady that wanted me to do the play, you know what I'm saying, she adapted it, and you know she put it on because she was going to direct it. But like I said, it was a family going through hard times, and the father wasn't there. I played the son. I played Travis in the show, but Diddy came out with his little interpretation of it, like a little further down the line, and that got a little more like light on it. It shined a little more light on like what the story was.
On the story itself. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was, but it was a cool time.
So you do this first play, you wanted to be an actor. What, I guess, like maybe what's the lesson you took away from doing that play? And what'd you do after that? Was there more plays after that?
It was crazy because I've always been a person that's been like an introvert, right? Like I've always been introverted. I've never really like I can talk to people. Like if I'm in the moment, I can talk to people. But within doing that, it was like, yo, you have to sit here and be in this show with adults. Like the whole cast was adults. Like I was probably the only child in the show. And it was like a serious thing. Like all these people want to be, they're aspiring actors. They want to be in showbiz, you know? And for me, it was like, okay, I'm coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying like any kid can't just have that same dream, but I was like, okay, like this is new for me.
You feel like they were taking it like more serious than you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They were absolutely taking it more serious than me. And so when I did that, I was like, okay, this is my first big break. Even though I had that show before, even though I was in A Raisin in the Sun before, but the shows after that, I was like, whoa, like I'm auditioning and I'm getting this role and these are paid roles. And I should probably take acting a little more serious and as just like a childhood dream. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. That's what I did for like quite a time. My mom supported me like wholeheartedly. And for a while I was doing that and then I fell off around, I don't even know, like high school.
Like your passions just changed? Like you felt like you didn't want to do it anymore? Passions
changed only because I liked being behind the camera more. Mm. I liked, like, I would go see movies and be like, oh my God, this looks so good. So like I've always had that passion for film and like for acting. But as I got older, I was like, oh my God, like this looks good. I know it looks good. I know a good angle when I see it. And that was what I was chasing. Like a good angle and like just putting on a production and not being in it. Because I think that within my willpower, I have the power to put on like something good. And me and my homie here, V's, we wrote a script. We wrote a short film. It was our first ever time doing anything like this. We was both like, yo, we should do it just because. You know what I'm saying? That's how we feel. And we think we could put something out in the world.
Is this a new venture? Like y'all just wrote it, or is this already completed?
Man, this is like years ago. I couldn't even tell you.
You guys ended up shooting it?
No, we didn't shoot it. We didn't shoot it only because back then we didn't have the resources to do it, but we knew we wanted to. And it's still a script. I mean, it's for sure still alive. It ain't nothing that's dead. You know, we could always put it into action, but we did that a while ago.
That's kind of I kind of want you seen our skits that we do?
I see them.
I kind of want those to evolve into short film. I've always had a passion for being behind the camera, putting stuff together, somewhat in front of the camera, doing certain things. Like I was doing skits and shit like this in high school, like literally like 9th grade. I'm doing before skits was even a thing. Like there wasn't any influencers. Like people weren't really doing that. And I'm just writing these little skit ideas using my friends as actors. But also, I see passions do change.
Yeah.
Like your creativity can evolve into other things. Like I was watching, Lou Ratchett?
Yep.
So I was watching a video he put out probably like 2-3 months ago, and he was talking about how he's quitting doing skits. I don't know if you've seen this video.
Wow, I didn't see that.
He's like, a lot of you guys may know me from skits. This is how I got introduced to a lot of you. This is what I've been doing. But he's like, I'm kind of over it. He's like, it was a few reasons. He was like, I've kind of gotten bored with the process. My passions have evolved to I want to do different things. Then he was like, he was feeling a certain level of cognitive dissonance, which is like he was doing I didn't even know what that meant. I looked it up. So it's like it's like when you do things that don't really like align with your values, and you just kind of look at yourself weird. You feel weird about yourself doing it. So he felt like he was portraying himself and his people in a negative light by doing like these dumb skits and like that's going on like the stereotypes of hood people or something like that.
And I can understand that within him. I love his skits. They're funny as fuck. But I can feel that because, I mean, a lot of his skits are that. They're in like a negative light. I'm like, okay, this is funny. Like, cool, whatever. But I don't know. I haven't seen every one of his skits, but I feel like all of his skits are in a negative light. Like, oh.
Yeah, probably the ones that went up the most. So he even said that. He was like, sometimes I'll try to do something kind of different. It wouldn't do as well. Then the next one, I'll bring back in some violence or something like that, and they'll do numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool to try new things. You kind of don't want to get locked into doing one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for people that don't know, that's funny because we have a broadcast channel now.
Okay.
So I put the guests early in there. People can ask you a question. So I'm like, I'll drop voice memos to like say who the guest is. And I'm like, yeah, we got Sirpippy coming on tonight. He reviews food stuff. Then I'm like, I noticed in your bio, it says, I highlight, I don't review. So you highlight different restaurants and experiences. Like you went to fucking record stores, I think Jurassic World, Slime Lab.
Yep.
Highlight these different experiences that you enjoy and you feel like I guess other people might enjoy too.
Yeah,
but
man.
What I know you from before that is you were part of OnlyFriends.
OnlyFriends.
Doing music videos for them.
Yeah, man.
So maybe touch on how this acting passion evolved into music videos and then now evolved into these reviews and these highlights of these as like places.
So that's a good one because like I said, I was always into acting and, well, not even into acting, but just like the whole process of like production in itself. And I knew I always had an eye for it because I would just always be able to see things. But me and my family, we have every year, we have like an Oscar party. Like my aunt, she hosts an Oscar party. Like my family, like we're huge.
To watch the Oscars?
Yeah, to watch the Oscars. It's like an Oscar watch party. Like we're huge on movies and shit, man. And like, it's always been that for me. So whenever I like watch a movie, it's more than just like, okay, I'm just sitting back watching a movie for the plot. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm sitting there like analyzing the movie. Like, oh my God, okay, this shot was this many seconds. Like, okay, whoa, this shot was cool. It was an overhead shot, whatever. And I've always been interested in that.
Admire the actual, like, the techniques.
Admire the actual techniques of, like, building a film. You know what I'm saying? So that was where I got into, like, just angles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just I knew what I wanted to look like. So working with OnlyFriends, it was cool because I'm like, okay, yeah, I could shoot a music video or whatever.
Or how'd you meet them guys?
OnlyFriends. So like, I went to school with Sween. I went to school with Sween, and Sween introduced me to pretty much every one of them. And I remember I was living in my crib at one time. Me and my BM, we lived, Newport News, and Sween had called this dude, and I'm like, yo, who are you talking to? Nigga sound cool as hell. I'm like, who the fuck is you talking to? He like, it's AJ question mark. Yeah. He like, it's AJ question mark. I said, what is his name? Nigga said AJ question mark. And from that moment, I said, yo, that's a cool ass name. AJ question mark is cool as hell. So I ended up meeting up with AJ question mark or whatever. And from there, it was like history. Like, me and Sween have always been locked in. Like, we was working on a brand. Like, me and him, I used to have Engrave. I don't know if any of y'all know about Engrave.
What's that?
Engrave was my clothing line. Me and V's, we had a clothing line back in the day. And it's still alive. It's still got life in it. We haven't done anything with it in a while, but we could very much do things with it. But that was my brand back in the day. And they were supportive. They were very supportive, and they helped me get off the ground with it. And within that, people were supported. And it was like, yo, we fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So we was getting sales or whatever, but it wasn't a thing that, I feel like later on in life, I feel like I wasn't as passionate about it as I should have been. So I was just doing it. And I just let it go. But at the same time, I'm like, that did help me build a lot of connections. So I'm appreciative for that.
The clothing brand.
I'm appreciative for that. But I was like, yo, like, yeah, like, so AJ, like, when he got introduced to Engrave, like, he would shout it out in all the raps and shit like that. And I was like, this is fire. So I built a connection off of that. We're only friends. So
you meet AJ. What was, I guess, the process or the thought of, like, wanting to do music videos for them?
Like I said, it was really just me wanting to test the waters with, like, what I knew.
And I guess the music videos were probably your first, like, productions.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you're on screen, you're doing the plays, you're doing photography in high school. So these are, like, your first video pieces you're making.
Yeah, the videos were definitely my first production. And even back then when I was shooting the videos, I wasn't editing or anything, like, you know what I'm saying? I would shoot them to my man's Karen, you know what I'm saying?
Karen edited all of them.
Karen would edit the video.
Who was a part of Only Friends first, Karen or you?
I don't know. I think I would like to think it was me. Was it me?
It was me. All right.
Yeah, so I would shoot the vids, but I was very upfront, like, no, I'm not editing a music video. I've never done that before in my life. And I was shooting to Karen, and, he'd chop it up. It'd be cool as fuck. It'd be some, like, a whole production that I never would have thought of, but I knew I had the vision for the shot. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was able to accomplish the shot and make it something cool.
Full Metal showed me that. You know Full Metal Parkus?
Yeah.
He did a lot of my videos early on, and he's the one I really noticed, like, yo, like, the angle is important. The shot is super important. I feel like he always had that vision, and he kind of like rubbed off on me. Yeah. I feel like.
That's how it is, though. The angle is important. It's a very integral part of, like, the entire experience, because music video, movie, short film, whatever you shooting, man, if you're not shooting something that's captivating, that's something that's, like, attracting the eye, what are you shooting?
And then also, like, each different technique of filming feels different. So just like you'll put a different sound, that sound will change the whole feel of it.
Yeah.
A different angle or a different shot or a different camera movement or pan will change the whole feel of the shot. It's
funny you say that, because I'm big on, like, music videos, right? I watch music videos. And, sometimes you hear a song, right? You hear a song, you're like, oh, this song is cool. But then when you watch it with that video, you're like, oh, this shit hard. Because you have that visual to, like, put together with the actual track. Yeah. And it's like, yo, this shit is hard.
It makes it, like, stick better.
Yeah, it makes it stick better. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's just it's a better experience to listen to the song. And I'm big on that, man. So it's like, if I can create a visual for you to see physically without just, like, hearing it or, like, reading it. Like, so, like, we did a campaign where we released some shirts. It was just some shirts. It wasn't nothing crazy.
For Engraved,
the brand. INGRAVE, Engrave. Yeah, we released a campaign, and I wanted to do shirts. I wanted to do the leg lamp from A Christmas Story. Have you ever seen A Christmas Story?
I don't think so.
That's crazy because everybody I talk to, they tell me like, oh, I've never seen A Christmas Story.
I don't watch too many. I actually don't celebrate Christmas. I'm Bosnian.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I've seen a few Christmas movies, but I don't think I've seen
sense.
that one. Yeah.
I always tell people like, yo, like,
I don't hate Christmas or anything.
I got you.
Go crazy. I still accept gifts. A lot of my friends, I'll end up still like, I've bought people gifts for Christmas. They bought me gifts. So it's like, I celebrate it like vicariously through my friends.
So like, A Christmas Story is like this movie where it's like I don't want to say because it's subjective, but within, you know what I'm saying, like society, this movie has become like, yo, the Christmas movie to the point where I don't know what channel it is, you know, what station, but every Christmas they play A Christmas Story for 24 hours.
The same movie.
The same movie, back to back. It might be like Hallmark or something like that. But that wasn't where I fell in love with the movie. I was just always raised on movies and shit like that. So, like, my mama put me on to, like, that movie. And I watched it. I remember watching it as a kid. I was like, yo, this is a cool-ass movie. Like, homie stuck his tongue to the pole. It was Christmas time. It was in what, middle school?
Oh, wait, if it's that movie, I might have seen.
That's
I remember that.
About. He licked the pole.
Did that also happen in Home Alone? So I might be remembering from Home Alone.
Home Alone? I don't think that happened in Home Alone.
Tongue getting stuck to the pole?
Yeah, that's A Christmas Story.
I don't know. Okay.
That's A Christmas Story.
Glasses,
Yeah.
Okay, so the kid gets his tongue stuck to the pole.
Yeah, his friend gets his tongue stuck to the pole, and it's this whole thing. They're like, oh my God, you got your tongue. Because they dared him, and the thing was like, I double dog dare you. I triple dog. And you couldn't go without a dare. Like, you had to, if somebody dared you had to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be on that bitch shit. So, homie got double dog dared, and
To lick the pole.
He licked the pole, his tongue got stuck, and the bell rung.
He's like, bro, throw your dick on the pole. It's like, you know.
But everybody was like, yo, like, oh shit, the bell ringing. Like, nah, we gotta leave. No, we're going to class, brother. So they went to class and
Left him out there.
Left him out
On
there.
the pole, okay.
On the pole. And as they in class, you just see him out the window, the fire department out there, like trying to help him get his tongue off the pole. He comes back in class with like this whole little like kit on his tongue. But it was cool because that was one of my favorite movies at the time. So I was like, yo, I want to do a shirt with that leg lamp on it because the leg lamp was a big part of that movie.
What's the leg lamp?
The leg lamp was the father in the movie. He got a delivery, and to this day, I still don't know. I don't think anyone knows why he got the delivery, if he ordered it himself, or whatever the case was. But he got a delivery. It was a big shipment in this big wooden box that had it was filled with hay because it was back in the day. And his wife was like, "What is this?" It was on Christmas Day. She was like, "What is this?" He was like,
That's the lamp?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch back into that. I'm gonna touch on that. But she was like, "What is this?" You know what I'm saying? So he opened up the box. He was like, "Oh my God, a lamp!" I was like, "What is this?" He pulled it out. It's this big leg lamp, right? It's like a.
Oh, it looks like a leg.
It looks like a leg.
Okay. I didn't know if you put your leg on it or something. Like.
Yeah, no,
okay.
It was a leg. It looked like a leg, of a stripper or something. They had fishnet tights on. It was like a sexy ass leg.
Okay.
And that's what it was. And it had a lampshade to it. And he loved it. And they was playing like the crazy sexy music to it. And his wife was like, I don't know about that. Like, what are we doing with that? But that was always like a staple part of the movie. So as we did the brand, I was like, yo, we're gonna do the brand. We're gonna have this lamp up there on the t-shirt. Cause I'm like, that's cool as fuck. And I'm like, I'm hoping people understand the reference. But I realized as I dropped the T, nobody did understand the reference. But I had the perfect vision for it, man. I was like, yo, we dropping these T's in summertime, right? And it's a Christmas movie, but I want to drop this T in summer. So I said, yo, we going to do Christmas in July or whatever the saying is, Christmas and whatever. And I was like, yo, we gonna do that. And so I hit up my nigga V's. I'm like, yo, I ain't even hit up my nigga V's. I hit up my nigga Lyles. I said, yo, you trying to put on this Santa suit? We gonna go out POC. I got a vision in my head for the promo. We gonna record the promo going into like recording, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we gonna record the promo. I got it all skept out in my head, like, we good. And we got out there at POC jumping. You know, everybody go to POC. So we get out there, Lyles freaked out. He like, I don't know. I'm gonna smoke a little bit. I don't know if I'm trying to do this. It's a whole Santa suit, bro.
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
If you're listening, POC is like a bar that's on the beach that has a pool. And so they're in there with a Santa suit in the summertime. So
you in a Santa suit on the beach, in the sand, in the summertime. Everybody got their bathing suits on. They at the bar, drinking, doing whatever they doing. And you out here in a Santa suit. So it is one of them tasks where it's like, oh, that shit kind of tough. Like, do I want to do this? So he didn't want to do it. My nigga V stepped in. He was like, nah, fuck it, we gonna do this.
V said he'll do it.
Yeah, he said we gonna do this. He said we gonna knock it out. So he put it on, and we did it. We shot it in like, I don't know how many takes it was, probably like 12. But
wait, so what did he actually do in the take?
So he put the Santa suit on. He walked down to the beach. We got him on the beach, just like praising not necessarily praising, but just taking in the waves or whatever, like taking in the water. And he walked back to the seat. He had a drink in his hand. He put the drink down or whatever. It's all on my page. You can still see it on my page to this day. But it was a promo for Engrave. And
was he wearing the shirt or something? Or?
He was wearing a shirt. And also he had the Santa suit on too. So like I said, it was like a Christmas in July kind of thing. And then I got him in the shirt when he came back to the beach chair. And it was cool. It was a cool little vibe. Like, that was my first video where I was ever like, yo, I killed this.
But it was a flop. Like, the shirt didn't even sell like that.
I mean, was it a flop? It probably
was. Flop, right?
It probably was. Like, thinking about it, like, to this day, the shirt was probably a flop because niggas didn't know what.
They didn't know about the movie.
They didn't know about the movie. So
it's also funny. I was just talking about this on live with 48, but it's like we grow up and like we're looking at movies like they're this super interesting thing, which they are. But it's like the older you get, you realize that life is actually way more interesting than the movies. It's like, you know how people say life is a movie, like my life is a movie.
Yes, bro.
No, movies are life.
Yeah, bro.
You feel me? Like, life is the thing. Life is the real movie.
Yeah.
They make movies to try to recreate how cool life is.
Yes. I'm going to tell you about this. It's funny you say that. And I'm about to get crucified for this. I just watched Boys in the Hood the other day.
For the first time?
For the first time.
Okay.
That's my first time ever watching Boys in the Hood, right? I've seen all kind of movies.
I'm tripping right now. Is that Ricky?
Yeah.
Ricky. Oh, my bad. I forgot for a sec too, but yeah, I seen that.
Boys in the Hood. I just watched that for the first time. I said, I ain't never seen it. I said, let me tap into it. I watched it. And, you know, Boys in the Hood is one of them black films where it's like, it's essential.
It's a cult classic.
Yeah, it's a cult classic. Like, you gotta watch Boys in the Hood. And I think that even within watching Boys in the Hood, it's one of the movies where it's probably like the top black movie to watch, you know?
It's up there.
It's up there. But I didn't know why people like held it to that regard. But I watched it and I was like, oh, I get it. Because it was one of those black movies where you really felt it. Like, it was really real. And it was one of those things where it was like, yo, like, this is what people go through every fucking day. And for that movie to come out at the time that it did, I was like, they nailed that. They nailed John Singleton, he nailed that fucking movie, man. Because you had this young kid, and he's growing up with his mother, right? His parents, they split up. He's growing up with his mother. His mother's well off. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's good. But he gets in trouble at school, and he has to go live with his dad, right? His dad live in the hood. His dad live in Crenshaw. And he lives in Crenshaw, and his dad wasn't a bad dad. His dad was a great dad. His dad was teaching him all the values that he wasn't able to teach him on the weekends that he got him. So he taught him all the values all in one. and raised his son to be, you know what I'm saying, who he was. But at the same time, he was battling life within his friends and the people he surrounded himself by. And he had to make the decision for himself. And I think that was one of the first movies, the first black movies that portrayed that kind of like realistic lifestyle to people. And I think a lot of people could relate to that. That's why it's such a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that the other day. I was like, okay, I get it. I get why this is such a big movie.
Are there any other movies that you feel like you should have watched but like haven't watched? These like classic movies?
It's a bunch, man. It's a bunch.
Have you seen Back to the Futures?
I've seen that stuff. I've seen a bunch of movies. I can't pinpoint one that I would say I need to go back and watch. I mean, I need to go back and watch a lot of stuff just for the art itself. But that was one where I was like, oh yeah, I had to watch this. But I love one of my favorite movies growing up was The Wood. I love The Wood. You know what The Wood?
What's that about?
Oh my God, man. The Wood is so good. It's about these three friends, man. They just fucking off. They in fucking high school, man. And they just doing high school shit. Like just high school boys just growing up, whatever, like fucking with this girl, fucking with that girl. And as they get older, one of them, he fall in love with his girl, you know what I'm saying? And they want to get married. They want to get married, but they older now. So, you know what I'm saying? They got different views and shit like that. But he ends up like they get too drunk before the wedding and they go through this whole day of like events. And it's like, oh my God, is he going to make the wedding? And it becomes this whole thing. And it's like, yo, like, but it ended up working out in the end. And it was cool. Like The Wood but it was a whole thing of just like events before that led up to that. But it was a good movie. Good movie.
So you do this Santa Christmas in July shoot.
Yeah.
For Engraved.
Yeah.
I guess what can you talk us through the process of getting into doing these? I keep wanting to say review videos, but highlight videos of these spots.
So, I knew that I always wanted to like, well, I just did this. I always wanted to show what I was doing, like show where I was at, because that was just part of me. Like I like exploring things. I like exploring food, life, nature, whatever it was. I did that. And people will always hit me up like, yo, where you at? Where you at? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like,
the food spots.
Yeah, like food spots and even anywhere I was. Like,
you've seen the meme where it's like, not to cut you off, but it's like the dude, he's like, it's like, you know, the people that try to gatekeep where they eat at?
Yeah.
It's like that meme. It's like the dude sends the guy a really long message and he's like, it's more like a personal vibe. Like, I bring my family here. Like,
yo, that joint is hilarious to me because he's beating around the bush with everything. He's not trying to tell his homie where he at. And it's funny.
You like the opposite of that.
I'm the opposite of that because I feel like if it's a good business and if you support them, why not promote them? Why not uplift them? Why not want to see them do better? You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about it. I'm like, yo, like, why am I gatekeeping the business that I like just because I like it? I want to hold it in regard to me. I'm like, nah, hell no, man. If it's a good business, shed the light on them. Uplift them. Bring them up. And that was one of the things that I've just always felt deeply about. But I was at a place called Little Bit Nola. Little Bit Nola was in Norfolk some time ago. And I love going places by myself just because I got a peace of mind. It's only me thinking to myself and, you know, I can figure things out. I went there and, yo, I was up there on the rooftop. They had me on the rooftop. And I'm by myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to order everything here. Like, I ain't never been here before. I don't know when I'm coming back. I said, I'm
You're there to do a video or you're there just hanging out?
I wasn't doing a video. This is before I even thought about doing videos. Okay. So I was just cooling on the rooftop. I'm like, man, I'm about to order all this food. I'm going to enjoy myself. Like, just dolo little date night. You know what I'm saying? So I ordered all this food, like gator bites and whatever the case. It was a New Orleans style restaurant. So I ordered all this food. And as I'm posting, like I would still be active on Instagram. I would post pictures of my plates. Sure enough, where you at? What are you doing? And that was the moment right there where I said, you know what? I'm going to start doing content. I said, I'm going to take this to the next level. I'm going to start showing y'all where I'm at. And
are you seeing like other people on TikTok or on social media doing this like style content at that point? Or?
Yeah, I was. I saw that it was a thing. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my hand at it, because the whole view I wanted to go with it was like, yo, I'm a 757 native. And I've been here my entire life. My entire life I've seen people bash like, oh, there's nothing to do here. Like, we don't have anything to do in a 757. Virginia sucks. And I'm like, that's not the case. Because I promise you, I will find something to do. People go out of state all the time for their birthdays or whatever. And back in the day when I wasn't doing that, when we was too young to do that, I was finding out what to do in the state.
Bro, even just a beach. People take it so for granted that we have a beach.
Bro.
Like, but look, like North Carolina, like different like surrounding states around us, they come to Virginia Beach for like beach week. And
it's crazy because it's I love that you say that, because when you really think about like the United States, think about all like the states that are like enter. You know what I'm saying?
Is it called landlocked? Landlocked states?
The landlocked
The ones
states.
that don't have a coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, there's no beach.
And also Virginia Beach is the, I think in the whole United States, maybe the world, definitely United States, but we have the longest strip of beach.
Okay. Yeah. I can believe that. And it's like, you hear these stories about Virginia Beach. Like Biggie, when he got caught in the hotel room, whatever, like he was in Virginia Beach.
Damn, I don't know about that. What happened
with
that?
When Faith Evans caught him cheating in the hotel room.
Biggie got caught cheating on Faith Evans in Virginia Beach? I think I've seen it, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, there's a scene. I mean, this is real life. I'm just talking about the movie, though.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in Notorious where Biggie gets caught up in a hotel room.
In Virginia Beach.
And they say that was in Virginia Beach, bro. Because Virginia Beach was back then once a thing. Like,
they say like Virginia Beach was like Miami before Miami.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. I didn't know that happened with Biggie, though.
Yeah, Biggie,
that's
bro.
Historic.
They said he got caught up in a hotel room cheating on Faith Evans in Virginia Beach. That's what they say. I can't fact check that. You can fact check it, whatever. But that's what they say.
Was he in the movie? Was he in Virginia Beach? Or did it just happen?
No, in the movie it just happened.
Okay.
He wasn't anywhere in the movie, you know what I'm saying? But it just happened. But I'm like, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
So you're at this rooftop spot.
Yeah.
You're getting the gator bites, all this food. That's where it clicks. Like, I want to take this to the next level.
Yeah, so that's where I did that. And then the next thing that I did, I said, wow, I said, I'm going to take this serious. So the next video I did, the first video I did was Fin and Tonic in Suffolk. Yeah, Fin and Tonic, for if you don't know, they're like a little seafood spot. And they are kind of like, I wouldn't say they're like geared towards anything. But yeah, Fin and Tonic it's a seafood spot. And they have a speakeasy, right? You wouldn't know about this speakeasy unless, like, you knew about it. So, I was on TikTok. I was looking on places, like, to do, like, for me and my girlfriend. Like, looking on stuff to do. And somebody said, oh, Fin and Tonic is fire. You should go to Fin and Tonic. They got this speakeasy. And it's going to be one of them things that...
A speakeasy is like, it's like poetry, right? Or what is speakeasy?
Poetry. Like... Speakeasy.
I've heard that term before, but I kind of don't. I forgot what it was.
So speakeasies, like back in the day, like they were just like places for people to just like buy illegal alcohol. Like you can go to a speakeasy.
Like during the Prohibition era.
Prohibition. You could buy like alcohol, and it was under the radar because they couldn't sell alcohol back in the days. And you go to a speakeasy, and it was typically underground because they wanted to be like unseen. And now it's become a thing where it's like a trend.
So what goes on at the speakeasy now? Is there any type of performance element to it, or was?
Nah, it's cool because it's like a lot of times now they do this thing where it's like, oh, what's the password? Okay. You have a password to the speakeasy. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't get it, and that's what all makes it like cool. Like not all the places do that, but some places you'll pull up and they'll be like, you got a password, and if you don't got it, you can't get in. But it's nothing different than the restaurant itself. It might be like a totally different vibe than the restaurant you're walking into. But other than that, they serving drinks, they serving food. Ain't nothing crazy going on. But it's a cool little time. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole part about it, about experience. You just experience things and you feel good because you experienced that, and not necessarily because it was so good. You felt like you experienced something because you had to give a password. You know what I'm saying? So it felt like this meant a lot more to me than just going in this restaurant.
So how did you get? So you had the password? Like, how'd you get it?
Nah. So that place, they didn't do a password, but you had to know about the speakeasy.
Okay.
And I only knew about the speakeasy because of the woman that went in there on TikTok. Was it TikTok? It was TikTok.
Oh yeah. So you're on TikTok. You're looking for shit to do with your girl.
Looking for shit to do. Yeah. And I did see a video of the woman that went in there before me.
Now she just gave out the password on TikTok. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it was a password at that time, but she told me about it. And if you go, even to this day, if you go into that restaurant and you be like, "Oh, I'm dining for 2," they'll be like, "Oh, okay." You're gonna sit right here in our main dining room, unless you ask for the speakeasy, like they won't give it to you. And that was what I found out. So I did that video. That was my first time doing that video, or like doing any video. And that video like blew up.
On TikTok.
On TikTok, bro. On TikTok, that shit blew up. And I was like, whoa. Like, okay, I can do this. And for some reason, like I'm always a person, I told you, like, I like doing, I've always liked acting and stuff like that. But ironically, I never liked being in front of a camera. I never really liked that. Like, I'm never comfortable seeing myself or hearing myself in front of a camera. So people would see me. I knew, like, okay, the voiceover is the thing to do. So we should do a voiceover. Like, that's what's going to get you up. So I did a voiceover. And back then, I wasn't really like, oh, it's going to take me anywhere. I was just like, I'm just do like a little lackadaisical bullshit voiceover.
Did that first video have a voiceover?
First video had a voiceover.
Okay.
I said, if I'm going to do this, I need to be comfortable with myself and go beyond the boundaries of what I think. So I did a voiceover, and man, that video took off. First video took off. First ever video I posted on TikTok took off, and everybody was like, I love your voice. Love your voice. I love your voice. I love your voice.
You're like, I hate it, though.
I'm like, I hate that shit, yo. Yeah. Like, what do y'all seen in my voice that y'all love? Everybody's like, I love it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. So I kept doing it, and I kept getting the same reaction from it. But I didn't take it as serious as I should have back in the day when I started doing it.
What year did you start doing it? Like, when did you? 2021. Okay.
After the pandemic, I started doing it in 2021. But then I fell off for a little bit, like I said, because I didn't take it as serious.
Do you think if that video didn't blow up like it did, the first one, would you have kept going with it like you do
Absolutely.
now? Yeah.
I feel like I absolutely would have, because it was a thing where, I mean, at that time, I was just testing the waters. I wasn't even expecting to get that reaction. I always set myself short. I ain't gonna lie. I sell myself short, like, just to expect reality. And at that time, I wasn't expecting anything big. And even if it did flop, I was like, I know I like doing it. So this is gonna be my hobby. I'm gonna take this in as a hobby of mine, showing y'all where I'm going, just for the love of my state. And just because people are like, there's nothing to do. So I'm gonna keep it going. But I will say that first video put that battery in my back. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do this.
Did you get to the point where you were making money on TikTok?
Yeah, I did.
How does their payments things work? And I think it might have changed now.
Yeah, it did.
But how does it work on TikTok?
TikTok is crazy because TikTok, there was a point in time where I loved TikTok, and you had to have 10,000 followers at the time to qualify for like payments. And it went based off of like your views, and not necessarily saying like, oh, your views on a certain video, like your daily views. Like, how many views are you getting a day in a whole on all of your videos? And me, I had like over 10,000 followers, but it was still a thing where I wasn't like accumulating like millions of views daily. So I got like, they would send me like, 60 cents a day. 60 cents a day for like, I couldn't even tell you how many views, but I was getting views with like 12,000 followers or whatever, but it was like 60 cents a day, bro. It wasn't anything for me to live on, but they were sending me bread. And now they changed it, and I think they changed it because TikTok is falling off a little bit. And they changed it to where you can only monetize if your videos are longer than a minute. So
I feel like yours usually are, though. Or they're like about a minute.
Nah, they're not. They're not. Back in the day, they used to be, but I realized for what I'm doing, that's too long. That's too long for someone's attention span. And they don't want to, I mean, you can see food, you can go get food, you can Google food, but you don't want to sit there and like look at somebody's video for longer than a minute. I mean, unless you're really intrigued and interested by that person. And I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna get straight to the point. I go by a formula, right? So this is how I do my videos. I go by a formula. I go by like what I want to see. Based off what I want to see, that's how I make my videos. So even before I started doing this, like if somebody's telling me about a new spot or something like that, I'm like, these are the things I want to see if I'm looking this place up. The first thing is I want to see what the place is called. I want to know what the place is called, right? And then I want to see what the place looks like. I want to be able to Google the place and see the inside. I want to see the layout, right?
And then what's next? Probably reviews.
No. What's next is okay, the address, right? I don't know where it's at. But then I see the layout of the place. Cool. I bet. Now I want to know how much that fucking menu is. Because goddamn, if I ain't got enough money to take you there, I ain't gonna take you there. But I want to know how much that menu is so I can get a good, you know what I'm saying, little well-rounded balance of what I'm getting myself into. I see that. I'm like, all right, cool. So I see what the place is called. I see where it's at. I get a good floor plan of what the inside looks like. I see the menu.
Bro, getting the blueprints. He getting it down.
Yo, bro, I'm telling you.
He hitting the architect up.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. And it's like, I don't want to sound crazy within this, but it's just like, these are things as a consumer that I feel like I want to see that make me satisfied. So, within doing this, man, I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, bet. So I'm finding all that stuff. So boom, of course you want to see what the food look like. So you gotta show the food off. You gotta show the food what the food look like. So, cause that's a money shot. The food is a money shot. People want to see that. So you show the food off, and then after you show the food off, boom, you're good. Everything that someone would want to see in the video, they have it. And that was the formula that I went off when I first started. Like, it's never changed. I try to make my videos as transparent as possible because it's like, yo, I'm walking in this, you see me pull up, you see me walk in, you see me look at the menu, you seen the drink I got, you seen the food I got, you seen how much it costs, you seen what the place look like. I don't understand what more you could ask for, but it's funny because that was my thought process. But even now, I get people like, where is this place at? You said Chesapeake. I mean, there's plenty of places in Chesapeake. What place in Chesapeake? What area in Chesapeake? I mean, what's on the menu? You said it costs $10 on the menu. I'm looking at a menu that costs, and it's like, yo, like.
Then inflation starts hitting. Like 2 years later, the shit might not be the same price.
And nothing stops. So it's like, I went into this like, oh, I'm about to make this an easier way for you all to understand what I'm getting myself into on my day-to-day basis. But nothing stops. Like, I realized nothing stops. People are always going to have questions, which they're fair too. But it's just like, wow, okay, whatever. But I still do appreciate the fact that I'm able to show people, like, this is what I'm doing day to day.
I also noticed on your, like, early videos, you'll start them out like TikTok family. Then it evolved into Pippy Posse.
Yep.
Is that because in the beginning, did you only post on TikTok or was it always on all platforms?
It was, so in the beginning, it was a TikTok thing because I was blown up on TikTok.
And you also said you feel like TikTok's falling off.
Yeah.
I've been saying that too, and I really noticed that when I started seeing sponsored ads for like people saying like, is your TikTok not doing well? Like, try this. That's why I knew it was falling off. Yeah. And I think TikTok really popped, bro, because they got creators there. And the way they got creators there is they allowed a lot of people to go viral. So creators literally went there because you're like, I have a better chance of going viral on this platform, so let me go over here.
Yep.
Now it's just oversaturated like everything else. And I would also argue that people are kind of done with the short attention span shit. Like, people want to watch longer stuff. Maybe that even maybe is a reason that you can only monetize videos over a minute now. But I don't know. Ever since even when TikTok was at its peak, I was like, I kind of don't really see this going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I always felt like the way it was set up is they set it up in a way to where you don't care about the creator.
Yeah.
You might see the video. Oh, I like this video. It's really cool. Like it. Go to the next video.
Yep.
You're not really tapping in with the creator.
Yeah.
To see what else they're doing.
And I mean, even that though, I think that's with anything. Like, are you really tapped into the creator? Like, do you really give a fuck about who you're watching? Unless, like, they really sit here and sell themselves to you and they're like, okay, this is who I am, this is the person I am. Like, are you really tapped in, or are you just watching it for the content? So I don't think I could really say, like, okay, someone, I mean, maybe, and I appreciate it if you are, like, you're watching because you genuinely respect me, you genuinely like me in the content that I put out. But I think a lot of people just watch content because it's, you know, it does something for them.
It's a time killer. It's a I feel like us coming up before kind of like all this short form content, everything we watched was either inspirational, motivational, or informative.
Yeah.
I would argue that your stuff is informative. That's your lane right there. You're informing people on the spots, right? But now most of social media is just regular people doing regular shit. A lot of times dumb shit. And you're not really inspired. So you'll scroll through 100 videos and maybe one of them might inspire you. Yeah. So I think that's also another reason that it's falling off, because there's no substance there. It's just this like this just random stuff. Like, I don't know. It's like here today, gone tomorrow.
Here today, gone tomorrow. And I talked to a dude at I went to a spot called Aloha Ola, and he's an Asian dude. Man, he owns that and a bunch of other places like the Moishi and some other stuff. And he invited me out to, like, try the food. And normally when I do this, I'm just going and I'm trying the food and, you know, sitting at the table by myself and just recording my experience. Man, this dude, he wanted to talk to me the entire time. It was something new for me.
The owner of this spot.
The owner of the place. He wanted to talk to me the entire time. And, like, I even sat down, and when I ordered the food, he was with a friend, too. His friend owns a boba tea spot over there across the water. But it was my first ever time just, like, really, like, tapping into, like, an owner like this. Like, we were really, like, I ordered the food. He sat down. He was like, all right, I'm going to go get some plates. He went and got plates for all of us, bro. All of us. And
like, free food.
Like, yeah, free food. But not necessarily. I mean, the food was free, but he went and got, like, plates, bro, like, for all of us to share the food. You know what I'm saying? So it was me, him, and his friend. We sat down at the table. We're just talking, and the food comes, and we're all just sharing food. We're having family dinner. It's my first time ever meeting this guy. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like I said, me as a person, like me being introverted and stuff, this is all new for me. So me breaking into this realm of doing content, I realized, like, yo, you got to be more open, man. You got to be, like, you got to talk to these people. Like, you got to build relationships. These people run, like, actual businesses. And for you to be going in these people's businesses and, like, shouting them out, boom, this and that, they appreciate that. And you got to sit there and be like, you got to understand, like, oh, they showing love just as much as you showing love. So I sit there and had these conversations with people, which is, I love it. I love it now because, like I said, this was always out of my comfort zone. But I love, like, in that moment, it felt really good because I was like, wow, like, I never would have thought I'd be talking to you like this.
Have you noticed your content, your videos making an impact on these businesses, like driving their sales up? Has anybody reached out to you and told you stuff like that?
Man,
because I know that's what happens a lot with just online. Like, somebody will make a video for a spot, and like in the new Kendrick video, they had I forgot what store they had in it, but their numbers went up like 40%. I
saw that.
When that video dropped.
It was that burger spot.
I think so.
Like
I think so. It was like red, I think, outside.
Yeah. And the owner was talking about it. Yeah. No, but yo, bro, like, I never started this but for that.
But that's a great rollover effect, though. Like, you want that to happen.
It is. No, for sure. So it did happen, and I see businesses that reach out to me like, yo, bro, like, you killed it. Like, you killed the video for me. Like, thank you so much. We got so much love, so much business off your video. And even them telling me that is like humbling, because I'm like, me? Little old me? I did that for you? Like, okay. Like, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that. Thank you. Like, I appreciate that feedback. And I hope it helps you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't doing nothing but doing what I normally do. Pull up to a place, enjoy the food, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the experience.
Do people usually give you free food to do it? Have people offered to pay you to do it?
It's been both. It's been both. It's not always the case, but as I've grown, it's one of those things where, like, you get offered free food.
Will you accept payment to go do it, or you're just like?
I will accept payment, because I see this as something that I want to do for myself within life. Like, I want to, you know what I'm saying, take this. But I don't, if I'm going to a place, right, if I'm just pulling to a place and like, nah, I'm not charging you nothing. Like, I'm not charging you nothing just to pull up and record. Like, I'm doing this on my own heart. But if you want me to pull out, you know what I'm saying, like, it's, at the end of the day, I think it is a business. And I do see it as that. And I want to be able to feed my family off of.
I mean, it's a win-win.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want to be able to feed my family. And I'm not really trying to hit you on the head for what I'm doing. It's just like, hey, man, I think that it could be an even trade-off. So that's what I do. That's how I go about it right now.
What about, so you also do giveaways. Like, you'll partner with places and do giveaways.
Yep.
How does that work? Like, you like doing those?
I love doing giveaways because it's great marketing. Giveaways are great marketing. That might be some free game that I'm telling y'all right now. But giveaways are great marketing because they promote both entities.
Everybody loves free shit.
Everybody loves free shit. So they're going to enter the free shit. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting free shit. So it's a win-win for everyone. And within the giveaways, you know how they work. You got to follow me. You got to follow the business. If you're doing even those things, man, even those two things, I see you showing love to both parties.
Maybe tag a friend in the comments.
Tag a friend, that friend, tag a friend. So now you're showing more love. You bring more attraction to both businesses. And that's really what it is. So how it goes is just, you know what I'm saying, you show love to the business and they're willing to work with you. They're like, hey, yeah, like, we see you got the platform, we gonna work with you. And we'll get some free stuff out, you know what I'm saying, just off the strength.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me how content is driving so much business these days. Like, stuff like that, or a song, a perfect piece of content will blow a song up, or an idea. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool. So we're touching on these different things you're doing, like passions evolve. You're doing acting. You're doing music videos. Now you're doing this. Where do you see yourself going? Are you thinking about what's the next thing? Like, are you already working on that? Like, where do you want to go after this? Where's your passion evolving to next?
My passion, man, my passion. So I love doing this. I love doing what I do. I don't know if this is going to be like, I mean, obviously marketing is always going to be a thing. People are always going to need marketing done, as far as what I see. That's what I want to get into now. Marketing and helping people like envision the vision that will put forth the envision that they're envisioning for their business. That's what I want to do short term. Long term, man, I want to shoot movies, bro. I want to shoot movies. Right now, I record everything you see me do is on my phone.
Okay.
Everything you see me do is on my phone. I'm about to step up. I'm about to level up, get the camera, and put some of these ideas into play, because I really want to, I still want to be in that realm of like film and TV and, you know, acting and stuff like that. That's still my passion. Even though I don't do it, it's still my passion. But yeah, man, so I think that I took a good angle within this, and this is just me being me, because everybody does this food stuff, man. Everybody do this content stuff.
We have a few people out here too.
Yeah, a few people. Like, shout out to them.
We got Mac Specials. I actually just got hit. Shorty told me about a girl yesterday, Stormy something. You know that girl?
Stormy, Mac Specials, man.
There's a Filipino guy too. I don't know his name. He does a lot of Filipino spots.
Yeah, Marvin G.
Yep, I think so. Yeah.
A bunch of my folks, man. You got Ivy. You got, man, it's a bunch of them.
Max Specials reviewed the alley, and I thought that was so fire.
Yeah,
I commented on this shit. I was like, the only place in North America you can get like 10 wings, a drink, and some fries, and a twerk for $3.
Yo,
like, the alley's prices are ridiculous. Like, I don't even know how. Inflation did not hit the alley.
It's crazy because
there are like 100 people in line waiting to get wings.
Bro, the alley's been around for so long, they just old school. That's what it is. That's all it is. They old school, and they know what works. And I love that about the alley because people judge the alley so much. Oh, it had a bad reputation, right? Alley had a bad reputation of this and that happening. I promise you, the alley is not like that no more. And they kept that same thing going on within like marketing and promotion, and bro, it works. It works, bro. It brings everybody in there having a good time. Bro, you rarely see a fight. You rarely see a shootout in the alley anymore like it used to be.
I'm not going to lie. So I went there twice. Bobby Blaze took me there both times. Mm-hmm. And I guess I've heard the reputation just over the years living out here. So I was like, that's maybe not my scene. Let me not go there. Mm-hmm. Bro, I went there and was like impressed. I was thoroughly surprised. It's very nice in there. The food was great. Prices was great. Yep. The vibe was good. Mm-hmm. I had a great time.
Yeah, and they tell you, hey, them wings and them shrimp, they 50 cent. They gonna be 50 cent, bro. It ain't no wool over the eyes, none of that. Like they do real business in there. The drinks be $1 for happy hour, all that good stuff. So it's a good place to go, like, if you really want to get the bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? So I respect the alley for that reason.
Okay, I guess I'm kind of touching this a little bit earlier. My last question is, why do you say I highlight, I don't review in your bio?
Because, man, I think that highlighting is it's a strict territory.
It's a what?
It's a strict territory, right?
What do you mean by that?
No, like reviewing. Reviewing can be a strict territory. So, like reviewing someone's food, it's like, yo, like I can go in there, I review their food. I can be like, yo, this food fucking suck, yo. Never come here in your guys' life. And everyone on the internet, it don't even matter. I could be no one. I could have 300 followers, right? But the reach on the internet is so strong, bro. The algorithm is so strong. That video can touch 20,000 people.
It can like ruin their business. Is what you're trying
to
say?
Ruin their business, bro. And I don't think that's up to me. I don't think I have the power to ruin a business. I'm not that guy. Because one, everybody's taste buds are different, right? And I always say this, y'all. Yo, I'm a person. My taste buds, man. I enjoy food. And unless something is blatantly nasty to me, I'm not going to say this food's nasty. Like, that's just me without reviewing anything. So I don't want to review somebody. Review for what? I mean, people ask for reviews all the time, but like, what good is my review doing for you? You going to go on and have your own opinion anyway.
I guess, yeah, it's like better to just focus on, there's a lot of places and stuff that you do like, so why not focus on that? Like, why do you even want to go eat nasty food to say it's nasty? Like,
and that's the reason I got started in the first place, because people are like, oh, there's no reason. I mean, there's no places in Virginia. There's no place for me to go to eat, whatever. And I was like, no, there are places. Like, I'm gonna show you. But it was never my intent to like review and give critique on these places, because I mean, that's not up to me. That's how I felt.
Hell yeah. Well, look, I appreciate you, bro. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Anything else you want to lead the people with?
I want to lead the people with, yo, I just won silver and bronze at Coastal Virginia Magazine. I did best foodie influencer page on Instagram. I did that, and best social media. So I won bronze for best social media. And no, I won silver for best social media, and then I won bronze for best foodie page on Instagram, man. Coastal Virginia Magazine. So that was a big accomplishment for me, and that was cool, man. I've been doing this for so long, and people have been putting that love in, bro.
That's fine. Wait, was there like a event, like a physical event?
So they do have a physical event. They recently had one It was yesterday, I think. Yesterday or Thursday. But they recently had an event. It was like everybody from, it was the south side, not the south side, the peninsula. So everybody from the peninsula came in and, you know what I'm saying, they was doing their thing, whatever, everybody who won. And then they have another event for the south side. That's going to be on the 27th, I think, something like that. But yeah, it's a whole event. You know, you celebrate, you know, the winners and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool because this is my first time winning.
That's fire.
And this is my first time even being nominated for real.
Yeah.
So, and I won, and I was like, wow, like, y'all folks are showing love. You know what I'm saying? It was a cool little time. And I didn't know that the love was there like that. So I'm very appreciative to everybody who supports for that.
Yeah, it's definitely nice to see the love. I think actually Shorty was telling me about that. I think when she told me about the girl Stormy, did she win something there?
Yeah, she did. She won. She actually won gold in every category she was nominated in. So yeah.
Were there podcasts there nominated for stuff, or was that just a?
Yeah, there were.
Okay, then maybe we can be in there next year. We'll see how it goes. We got to go crazy.
Yeah, got to go crazy.
Remember, you saw that we got nominated.
What? I don't think that was that. We got nominated for something. I want to say last year. It's where Gifted Hands won something. I think Bobby won something. I don't think that was the Coastal Mod thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. But either way, congrats on that. That's fire.
Appreciate that.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Absolutely.
All Bros links will be in the description.
For sure.
Check out what he has going on, what he has coming up next.
For sure.
You might see him in another play. He might play the dad now in the play.
You might.
Oh yeah. Also, man, shout out to my boy Trump. Man, they just hit him up today. It's crazy. I forgot to touch on it. I just saw the video right before the podcast.
Yeah, they did hit him up.
They hit bro up. He's Tupac now. Trump is Tupac. Hell yeah. We'll see y'all soon.
Oh man.
Peace.
That's fire.
Come on.